What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a daily Manchester City transfer update. They're rolling throughout the whole summer transfer window for you guys to stay up to date with. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. It is free. Very close now to 31,000 subscribers, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Hopefully we can hit that in the next couple of days. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Also, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. And also don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So we're going to start off with the contract news because we've got a massive update on Bernardo Silva. Now, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that a new contract has been put forward to Bernardo Silva and his camp. That came yesterday. Bernardo Silva is believed to be taking his time and considering his options, including signing a new contract at Manchester City. Word from Man City's camp is they are confident that they're going to hear an answer pretty soon from Bernardo Silva, and City are pretty confident that he's also going to sign this new deal as well. Now, this has been echoed by Sky Sports as well, so this information that I'm reporting to you guys, I do believe to be reliable. Paul Hurst has said that Bernardo Silva is seriously considering signing a new deal at Manchester City. A move to PSG looks to be off the cards, certainly for this summer. A move to Barcelona seemingly looking like it's off the cards this summer, and their finances aren't looking like they're getting any better. And a lot is being made of Bernardo Silva saying when he gets into his 30s, the age of 32 is very specific. He wants to head back to Iberia, he wants to head back to Portugal, he wants to head back home and do a few years before he retires there. He has had some offers from Saudi Arabia. I don't think Bernardo Silva's too interested in that, and so Bernardo Silva, if he doesn't sign a new deal, if he runs his City contract down, which expires in 2025, he'd only be left doing a couple of years somewhere else before wanting his move when he's 32 to go back home to Portugal. So I think City wanting to cut out the middleman here and just say to Bernardo Silva, sign a contract until you're 32. Your contract will expire when you are 32 years old, and then he will be released by the club, and then he can go and sign a contract in Portugal, and that will be that. And I think that is the plan here for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva seems happy enough with it that he's seriously considering this. And to me, if we can get Bernardo Silva on a new deal and get him right throughout all of his prime years, then the price that we've paid and the price that we've got with all these new contracts and getting him at Manchester City, to me, completely worth it, because Bernardo Silva is an exceptional player. And normally when we get players between the age of 32 to 36 years old, we do start to lose these players and we start to freshen up the squad. We start bringing in 20, 21, 22-year-old players so we can have them for the next 10 years like Bernardo Silva would with Manchester City. So I'm pretty optimistic, pretty confident that Bernardo Silva will sign a new deal at Manchester City, which to me will be one of the best bits of business that we can get done this summer. I'm encouraged by this news. Fingers crossed we'll get an answer soon and that will get sorted. That will be a brilliant, brilliant new contract in my opinion for Manchester City. Now, moving on to the outs, we've got the very latest on Aymeric Laporte. Now, Manuel Monje over in Spain, he's a journalist, has said that Athletic Bilbao want to sign Aymeric Laporte back from Manchester City. Realistically, they feel like they cannot afford him, and they feel like the only way that they can make a transfer happen, in particular on a permanent basis, is if Man City get desperate towards the end of the window and will settle for a cut price deal, and then they would be able to afford to be able to buy him from Manchester City. Man City not really interested in loaning Laporte. They want a permanent sale. City currently looking for around £30 million for Aymeric Laporte. I think personally, to me, that is already a little low, and I'm amazed there aren't clubs lining up for that price for Aymeric Laporte. Now, it is believed that he's got an offer from Saudi Arabia worth €20 million a year in a contract. Laporte hasn't responded to that offer, which did come a few days ago. He may still choose to take up that offer and go to Saudi Arabia, where I'd be pretty confident City would be able to get a good amount for Aymeric Laporte. But elsewhere around Europe, I think clubs are concerned about his wage price, they're concerned about the fee being paid, and quite frankly, in terms of money being offered, it's crystal clear to everybody that when it comes to money, the Premier League are leaps and bounds above everybody else in terms of the income and money being made and money that is able to be spent on players. And I think that's a really good route here for Manchester City if we do want to sell Laporte, to sell to a Premier League club. Just don't sell him to a club that's going to be competing for the Premier League title, in my complete honest opinion. We know there's interest from Arsenal. Well, they competed for the Premier League title. We've already sold them players and made them stronger, so I wouldn't sell to them. But there is interest from Spurs. I don't think they're going to be challenging for the title. I don't really have too much of a problem selling him to Spurs. Aston Villa are getting linked. I think they're maybe at least 2-3 seasons away. Very ambitious club, by the way. 2-3 seasons away from challenging. So again, I don't really, for the immediate future, I don't have any problem with Laporte being sold to a Premier League club, just as long as it's not to a team that's going to be competing and potentially be very costly to Manchester City when it comes to winning the Premier League. I have absolutely no problem selling to another Premier League club, but that is just my opinion. Now, Fabrizio Romano has said there's nothing advanced for Laporte at this moment in time. There's nothing imminent as well. So as I said, I would start considering Premier League clubs if we do want to sell Aymeric Laporte. Otherwise, Bilbao will be rubbing their hands. City may just get very desperate towards the end of the window, and if they do want a permanent sale, they could be getting him on a very cheap cut price deal, which to me isn't best for business for Manchester City. I wouldn't rule out Saudi Arabia either. And speaking of Saudi Arabia, and a bit of interest takes us on to Joao Cancelo, and Fabrizio Romano has said that Manchester City are struggling to sell Cancelo permanently. City, they only want a permanent sale, just like Laporte. They don't want to loan him. They're only interested in a permanent sale. The only club that's interested in Cancelo right now that's outside of the Premier League is Barcelona, but they only want him on loan. That's the new development we've had on that. They've just sold Ousmane Dembele to PSG. They've just picked up some money, yet still cannot afford to sign players on a permanent basis. So I wouldn't contemplate a loan. I'd just rule out Barcelona. Every time Barcelona get linked with any of our players, unless Man City are releasing the player or Man City are actively seeking to loan a player, I just wouldn't even contemplate listening to what Barcelona have to say. They cannot offer anything to Manchester City right now. And if we're looking for a permanent sale, just like I said with Laporte, same with Cancelo, offering to the Premier League. As long as it's not a team competing for the Premier League title, I've got no problem selling them to that said Premier League club. I'm amazed there's not interest from Saudi Arabia in Joao Cancelo. They're picking up literally every single player left, right and centre. Cancelo, Laporte, these are two high quality players. Surely Man City can get a couple of sales done with these two players for a good price, you would think, before the end of the window. I just feel like clubs are hesitating because they're hoping that Man City are going to get desperate towards the end of the window and sell for less than their value. So I think City just need to stick to their guns and not panic. And I think the two sales for them two players will still get done. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got a very quick update on Kaoru Mitoma. Now, Football Insider have said that Brighton aren't ruling out a sale of Mitoma this summer, with Manchester City being linked. Brighton, however, want a huge fee. I don't know how much a huge fee is for him, but going off Brighton's past track record, huge fees mean well overinflated prices for players that you would be playing. Now, Mitoma's had a brilliant season last season. He's not been at Brighton for too long. He's only been there for 2 seasons. He is a very good player. Man City are not prepared to spend more than £50 million on their Riyad Mahrez replacement. To me, in a realistic window, Mitoma isn't worth more than £50 million, yet Brighton will push a hard bargain because the players are happy and settled there, they're developing there, they're getting better, they've now got European football. Brighton hold all the cards. So to make a transfer happen, you have to pay what they are looking for, and sometimes you have to pay a little bit more, like Chelsea had to do with Marc Cucurella last season in the summer transfer window. Because Man City were interested, Chelsea had to pay more to make that signing happen. Now, there is no other interest in Mitoma, which is good for Manchester City when it comes to this deal. At the moment, City interested, but they've not gone to that next hurdle, which is actually making an offer. And I think Man City are just dipping around in the market, having a feel to see who they like, who they want to make a move for. We know other players like like Michael Olise from Crystal Palace has been linked with Manchester City. Danny Olmo's been getting linked with Manchester City as well. City aren't believed to be actively pursuing that. There's a few other names that's been chucked out there when it comes to replacing Riyad Mahrez as well. So it's all about, with Man City being linked and interested, will they move that into concrete interest and choose to make an offer? The next hurdle will be City sitting down and speaking with Mitoma's camp to make the personal terms and everything all agreed, which will then put a little bit more pressure onto Brighton to potentially push for a sale. As I'm aware, Man City aren't currently speaking with Mitoma or his camp to talk numbers, to talk a deal. So whilst that's been said and done, this deal isn't advanced, this deal isn't as serious as some are making out for it to be. It is just interest at this time. City are, though, in a market for a winger. They do want to replace Riyad Mahrez this summer. Man City are not done in the transfer market when it comes to incomings and outgoings. It's going to be very busy out there. Time is ticking. Less than a month left of the summer transfer window. I will keep you guys up to date every single step of the way on YouTube with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. It is free. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. The link to them is also in the description if you just want to go and click that and follow me on there. That'd be much appreciated. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts, what you make of these transfers in the comments below. And I'll see you guys again religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.